They said don't walk past that alley after midnight. Not because of ghosts, because the lights don't work. And nobody hears you scream over sirens. The last dude who went missing? Cops said he ran. Cameras were down. But every night at 12:17, people swear they hear footsteps, dragging, and a voice saying, you shouldn't have trusted them. That story doesn't end with a jump scare. It ends with silence. And that's exactly why hood horror hits harder than traditional horror ever could. What is traditional horror? Traditional horror is built on distance, castles, cabins in the woods, abandoned hospitals, ancient curses, monsters with rules. Even when it's violent, it's usually contained. You leave the theater and tell yourself, that could never happen to me. The fear lives somewhere else, somewhere fictional, somewhere far away. Traditional horror relies on the supernatural, isolation from society, clear villains, a sense that order will eventually be restored. It's frightening, but safe.
What is hood horror? Hood horror removes the distance. No haunted mansions, no ancient demons, just broken streetlights, empty bus stops, police helicopters overhead, neighbors who don't answer doors. The setting is familiar, too familiar. Hood horror doesn't ask, what if a monster existed? It asks, what if nobody helps you? That's the shift. The antagonist isn't always a ghost. Sometimes it's corruption, silence, misinformation, power structures that don't protect everyone equally. And that's why it sticks. The real fears it exploits. Hood horror works because it taps into real-world anxieties people already live with. 1. Safety isn't guaranteed. In traditional horror, danger is an interruption. In hood horror, danger is routine. Walking home, waiting on a ride, hearing footsteps behind you. The fear isn't sudden, it's constant. 2. Police as uncertainty, not safety. In many hood stories, police aren't saviors. They're late, absent, or actively suspicious. That uncertainty becomes terrifying, not because cops are monsters, but because the system doesn't respond the same way for everyone. That ambiguity creates horror without needing fiction. 3. Being disbelieved. One of the strongest themes in hood horror. Nobody believes you. Missing people get labeled as runaways. Eyewitnesses get ignored. Footage goes missing. The horror comes from knowing, even if something supernatural did happen, it would still be buried. Conclusion. Final thought. Traditional horror scares you for 2 hours. Hood horror follows you home. It lives in the walk to your car, the flickering streetlight, the unanswered phone call. It doesn't end when the story ends, because the world it reflects is still there. And that's why it resonates. If you've ever heard a story your neighborhood never talks about, drop it in the comments. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe. Because some horror isn't fiction. It's just ignored.